Hi everybody, thought I would come to you live today with a little question that I got asked today, and it was, Julie, I'm so freaking exhausted all the time and I just need more energy. And this is a common thing that I hear. So many people come to me. It's actually probably one of the most common things that I hear women, mums ask me is, how do I sort my energy? And often, even more so when it's a mum business owner, because they've got that extra level of stuff to dish out as well. So there's quite a lot involved in actually getting your energy on point. I think most people might think about, I need to exercise or I need to eat right or whatever. But there's a lot of layers to energy and getting your energy system firing so that you're physically and emotionally energized and charged. And so let's look at a few different things that I always talk to my clients about. And in my programs, when we're talking about energy, we're working on it from all of these different levels, because in order for you to be an energized, happy, healthy, well-functioning being, you need to come at it from all angles, because if we're not addressing everything, then I find that the energy's just not up there. So obviously movement, we need to do movement daily to really energize our being, get us feeling good, but it needs to be the right kind of movement. Sometimes people will do workouts that really smash the body or drain the body, or in terms of their food, they might be on a diet which is really depleting of the body and not nourishing and nurturing it. So those things, instead of giving energy, will often actually deplete the energy and deplete the nervous system. So we really want to be moving from a place of love and nurture of our body, something that energizes and uplifts us, and also that addresses all of the physical ailments that can go on in the body, the pain, the dysfunction, the back pain, the neck pain, the leaking bladder, all of that. So our movement should address all of that so that it's all encompassing and our body just feels good. It feels good, feels on point, feels on fire. Similarly with our food we should be eating from a place of love and nurture for our body, something that lights us up and lifts us up, as opposed to a diet which often will drain us and make us feel like a hangry monster, or it'll cut something out of our diet that makes us just feel a little bit frazzled. So when we're eating, it needs to be from that point. Another big one that I talk about is energy vampires, and this is such a huge one. It's looking at the things that drain our energy, and that can be people, can be certain places, relationships, situations that are really draining of our energy. And you know what I'm talking about, the ones where you just come away and just went, I feel exhausted. So we really need to watch out for those energy vampires, put really good boundaries in place. And I do talk about this a lot with women in our program, is really, protecting ourselves from the energy vampires. And then on the contrary, to do things that really light us up and spark joy. And that can be, professionally, from a career standpoint, we want to do things that actually light that fire inside of us and make us feel good. Okay. It can be from a family standpoint, even just things with the kids, I was talking to a client about it the other day in terms of, she was like, I just want to bring more joy to my life. And so we made a list of things that actually light her up. If there weren't any, rules or boundaries or time constraints, what would you do to really to light yourself up, to bring joy? And she was like, I just want to, bake with my kids, or I want to do a puzzle. And so we actually put those things into her week. They became the priorities because they were the things that were going to light her up and bring her joy. Now, to someone else, that might actually be a real energy vampire. So we wouldn't have that on their list. So we really need to think about that. And I've, really started to come at things lately from a place of, does this thing bring me joy? And if it doesn't, then I'm not doing it. It's just that simple. It needs to bring me joy. It needs to light me up. So that's another big thing. So look out for energy vampires, and then think about the things that can light you up. Another one that I find that can be really energy draining is indecision. So the weight of indecision can be really taxing on the energy. So, really tuning into your body, listening to actually what is the right decision for you, and just make that decision and move forward. But sometimes we're so drained physically and mentally, and we are, in the hustle and the bustle and the rush, that we don't actually tune into our body and work out what decision is actually right for us. I'll give you an example. recently I've moved house, I've bought a house, I've sold a house, I've Airbnb'd another house, trying to find an apartment for my dad, lots of different things that are going on whilst also running a business and looking after 2 kids. I was starting to feel after that last move just really quite drained and burnt out, and I actually said, sometimes for me to get my energy, I'll actually go and sit on a rock like I am now by the ocean and just get some clarity. And I said, okay, what do I actually need now to bring my energy back and to restore? And the thing that came to me this time was create space. So create space for some stillness, for some quiet time, for all the things that can light you up, and just start to unpack everything else and stop, I guess, rushing from thing to thing. I've had a lot of big elements on a lot of big things on my goals list over the last few months, and I've kind of got to the point where I've reached a lot of those, and now what my body is saying is it's time to create space. So in protecting my energy and conserving it so that I can come back then firing for my clients and my family, I have now decided I'm going to take a 2-week break. So I'm going to take a 2-week break, minimal time on my phone. It's a week with me, a week with the kids, and just potter around, go for walks, sit on rocks, read a book, write in a journal. And that's when I will recharge, and then my most valuable ideas and content creation will come to me. When I'm in the frazzled mess, in that hustle mess, my ideas don't flow. So so that's a big thing, is okay, really tuning into what does my body need right now, what do I need? And for me right now it's space. And for another client that I was talking to this week, it was to actually follow the desire of her dreams. She had an idea, a business idea, and but she kept sort of going, no, I'm too busy, and she didn't start to work on it. And that was actually draining her energy because she wasn't I guess following her purpose. So what we did was, even though she was busy, we started to map out time in her week to work on that project, because that is actually going to light her up and bring her some joy, as opposed to sometimes when we're ignoring that thing that we really want to do and all the other fires are getting in the way, then that's when we can start to feel resentful and our energy feels drained. So really be mindful of that sort of thing. And yes, I talked about what, things that bring you joy, creating the space, and just listening to your body. This is such a huge one. If there's any pain in your body, if there's any dysfunction, if you're feeling tired, really listening to that, tuning into that to protect your energy. And like I said before with energy vampires, if you come away from people, places, situations feeling drained, or if you're thinking about going into that situation and it's already starting to drain you, then it's okay to create that boundary and just say, no, I'm not doing it. So let's think about our energy, let's think about protecting it, let's think about what can we do to bring joy, to spark joy, to lift us up, and start to really get our energy on point. Because when our energy's on point and we're feeling great, we can do so much more in our life, we can achieve so many more things, but also our relationships with our family, with our friends, everything is so much deeper and more connected, because we are not rushing around like depleted zombies, I guess, that just feel exhausted. So that's my little tips on energy today. If this is something that resonated with you, I do have in my programs, this is a big block that we work on, is really working on all of those layers that are going to help you to get your physical energy on point. Because now as we get older, it's not all about being skinny, it's about just feeling good and feeling like a healthy, happy, energized, well-functioning human. So that's our little tips for today. If you do want some help with this, reach out. You can send me a PM, and I'll ask you a few quick questions over Messenger, and if it sounds like you'll be a good fit for our programs, and I feel like I can help you, then I'll invite you into my programs, give you some more information, and get you onto my coaching schedule ASAP. But otherwise, just take these tips on board, take these tips that I bring you and put them into your life, and hope you have a great day, and hope that energy starts to lift. Take care. Bye bye.